Happy Monday, unless you are long crypto right now, because it is not looking so good. Bitcoin looks like it's going to have a pullback and altcoins automatically pull back with it, but altcoins already started to pull back. So how far can altcoins pull back on the Bitcoin pullback? That's what we're going to find out. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your bell notification, and let's get right into it. So Bitcoin, I want to say Bitcoin opened a new week, but the world opened a new week and Bitcoin is still here, so whatever. But Bitcoin was since December in this upwards trend on the weekly time frame. So this is quite of a long time frame. So this is basically whole 2023. And what we did is we were climbing up right here. We tested it perfectly right here. We had another perfect test right here. And now it looks like Bitcoin is breaking below this trend line. Now, of course, it could be that this is our new week. We do open it lower though, but we might open it and still go back above it. What's really important, in my opinion, is that Bitcoin this week closes above $30,000. If Bitcoin does not close above $30,000, then it is at least confirmed that for the first time this year, Bitcoin will close above this trend line and that the uptrend as we know it is over. Now, that's really convenient, right? Or coincident. Because we've talked a long time about the fact how Bitcoin usually in these pre-halving years go up for like half the year and then down for half the year. If we go back in Bitcoin's history, what do we see? Well, what do we see? 2015, Bitcoin basically had its low here in January. We went up all the way 2x. And since June, Bitcoin went down. Now, in the last halving cycle, Bitcoin kind of did the same. It was January, we went up. And it was June, and we started our way down. And now what happens? January, we started going up. It's now August. Right, so June, July, August, that area. And what's starting to show right now, Bitcoin and a little weakness right here. Now, it all makes sense if you ask me. This is very, well, I don't want to say predictable, but yeah, there are cycles, right? And so far, if Bitcoin goes down for basically the rest of the year, and I don't mean down only, we will have green days, weeks, months, green day, wake me up when September ends. That's always the case. But overall, I do think that Bitcoin will go down for the rest of the year. This red area that I marked right here is a very big, well, previous resistance area for Bitcoin, which could now be support, right? We, when we went up in the last bull market, we came down, retested this level. After that first bull market peak, we came down, retested it multiple times. Then we had our second peak, came back down, and we had some retests as well before the bear market really kicked in and we got pushed down. And once we got pushed down and we tried to break above it, we had some troubles here. And once we did, okay, and now we are looking for that retest. Could it be that it looks something like this? We go up, we retest it, we go down, we break above, finally we retest again, and we go up. I don't say it's impossible, definitely not. I'm not saying that that's impossible, but it is, like I said, very, yeah, I don't know. The cycles are playing out perfectly, So if Bitcoin went down every single time, if you believe in the 4-year cycle, then you probably believe that Bitcoin will go down now, right? And that's kind of what I do. The 4-year cycle is creepy intact for now still. And as long as it's intact, yeah, who am I to say that like this time is going to be different? Also, what I, sometimes hear is from people, yeah, but this was a black swan. This was a COVID crash. Yeah, bro, this was in March. Like COVID, we didn't really had it back here, and here Bitcoin already started going down, right? So it's kind of not really like if you look at this, Bitcoin was already down with 53%. Right, and then COVID came. So after that bottom, the non-COVID bottom, Bitcoin went down another 40%, right? And if you don't even want to take this wick, because it was basically a very short-lived wick, then Bitcoin was actually down 16% from COVID. So, yeah, and how far is it safe to say that that's a black swan COVID crash? I don't know. The cycle was already playing out. And then we had COVID that gave the final push. If it wasn't COVID, it was something else. Like the cycle does what the cycle, and I'm not saying that COVID was made so that the elite can buy Bitcoin for 3K, but you know, it's always something that drives the price down. Now, the only thing that I'm thinking about is, okay, the price will probably go down. What's the narrative going to be this time? Is it going to be a recession? Whatever. I mean, these things that, you know, we don't know yet. That's the reason why it goes down, because it takes everybody by surprise. However, there is one super bullish indicator that shows me something right now for Bitcoin, which is going to play out over the slightly longer term. But that's what I usually now talk about on the Patreon. So that's my YouTube videos, which are hidden and only Patreon members can view. So go take a look. If this is something for you, you definitely get so much benefits, but I don't want to talk about that in this video. I'm not going to show that right here. But if you really feel like, man, I want to turn my life around with crypto, that's why I take so much time. So definitely go check that out. For now, Bitcoin, if we do take a look at, for example, the moving averages, you'll see that the 50 daily moving average, that's the yellow line. We are well above that. That comes in at around $26,000. We have the 100 daily moving average, weighted moving average, which comes in at 26.5. So not that far from now. Which is holding us up pretty decent so far. However, we also have the 200 weighted moving average, which is a very important moving average as well. As long as you are above that, then it's basically to be called a bull market, right? You always get support on that level, and that's really what driving us up. Now, we haven't, you know, really gone above that moving average yet. We tried right here a couple of weeks ago, did not really manage to break above that and make that 200 weighted moving average our support. So we are now below that again. And yeah, I won't be surprised if we keep knocking on that door and eventually it pushes us down even further. And I am definitely not saying that Bitcoin goes to new lows. If it happens, it will be really weird, in my opinion. But I am definitely saying that I will be not surprised if Bitcoin will visit around 22K, give or take, again, right? Because, again, last cycle as well, even without COVID, Bitcoin came down 50% from its all-time high. Well, all-time high, you know, the high in that cycle, in that run. Right? If we do come back down 50% from our current top, where does it take us? Well, it takes us at the bottom, exactly, right? Now, 50% is quite a lot, also because you have to consider that here we had a 4x run, right? People thought it was a bull market, believe me, 4x. Now we had a 2x and people already believe it's a bull market. You want to be a little careful with what you think about that, right? Nevertheless, Bitcoin over the, well, yeah, medium term doesn't look that well. Over the long term, freaking bullish. But again, go check out the Patreon. There's a link down below because there is definitely something that says to me like, hey, FOMO, with the next dip, don't even buy it, put longs in. All right, and I'm going to put very small longs in, 2-3x maybe. Then I'm going to ride out to the top of the next bull. Right? I mean, if you can say like, yeah, well, you know, you cannot make a lot of money with Bitcoin. Let's say Bitcoin goes to like $300,000, right? From this point, you can make a 10x. But if you do it on a 3x leverage, you make 30x. Very simple. But you have a lot of risk. Therefore, I'm not putting it in right now. I'll wait for that drop that we had so far every single time. If that happens, I'm putting more longs in. Altcoins, though, look at the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance just won't retrace, right? We are going up pretty hard. Bitcoin is by far not above its 200 weighted moving average. The dominance is already. Not only that, it's perfect, right? You see this support or this resistance right here. We broke it, come back down, tested as support, and off we go. That's eventually how Bitcoin is going to look like as well, believe me. But not for now, not for now. But the Bitcoin dominance overall, yeah, it's just moving up big time, right? We went down a little bit right here, But yeah, we also went down a little bit right here. Well, not really down here, but you know, from here to here. And from here to here as well. While this was the big, long-awaited Ripple news, right? Everybody was so excited about for years. And XRP holders were having a crap market for 5 years. They missed 2 bull and bear markets because they believed in XRP. And now it finally gave them a, almost a 2x return. What the fuck? It doesn't mean shit to the altcoin market. It doesn't mean shit. So this is not really working, that whole XRP news. Then what has to happen? The market has to happen, man. It's just that Bitcoin needs to do what it always does. Altcoins first need to get wrecked, right? How do you make a lot of money with altcoins? By stepping in low. Do we have low prices already? Well, not like compared to what it's been before. No, not really. And that's what I'm waiting for, basically. That's what I'm waiting for. And again, I'm not trying to time the bottom right here, but I'm also not buying my complete way down in the hope that, you know, after half a bull run, I finally play even and maybe make some profits after that. The Bitcoin dominance is just surging. And I said I wouldn't be surprised if the Bitcoin dominance corrects to like 49, maybe even 47%. But so far, it didn't even do that. Right? It's just not that crazy. Like the Bitcoin dominance just, you know, it says like, hey, altcoins, we're going to take your liquidity. We put it into Bitcoin and altcoins go lower and lower and lower. Bitcoin is running. At a certain point, altcoins have no more liquidity. Altcoins get wrecked completely. And Bitcoin also has no more liquidity to take out of altcoins. Bitcoin has its final push down. That makes altcoins completely wrecked. Everybody thinks altcoins are dead. And then, yeah, I step in. And that's where you make a lot of money. That's, you know, how it happens. If we take a look at the total 3, so the whole crypto market except Bitcoin and Ethereum, also, bro, not looking that good, man. If you look on the daily time frame, it's what I talked about a couple of days ago, I think, is we were also, when it comes to altcoins, in this upwards trend right here, right? Since June, 15th of June, so almost 2 months. And now we broke down, right? And yeah, you can make this line look like this. It also makes sense, but still broke down, right? So altcoins look not so well, if you ask me, at the moment. There's not a lot of support, right? We have this horizontal. I don't know how you want to draw it, man. Draw it here, draw it here, draw it. In this region, right? In this region is where altcoins will have some support left. And yeah, maybe here as well. There is some support, but it's so small, man. I mean, if you zoom out, what do you see? Our altcoins, you know, there's one trend line here that was driving altcoins up. Well, that got broken to the downside. The major trend line has been broken. Fair enough. Finally. It took altcoins 7 months more than Bitcoin, but they finally did it. However, altcoins are still in a downwards trend. So as long as the altcoin market doesn't move at least 21% and closes there, and that's a lot more because, again, this is also including stable coins, so the altcoin market actually has to, you know, climb a lot more, but that will be a higher high finally, right? And yeah, you can say that this high, we have to beat that, fine, fair enough. Then we at least have to grow like, you know, 13% or so. Yeah, so far it doesn't look that good to me. And yeah, like I said many times before, even because we broke out of this huge resistance, it doesn't mean it's straight away a bull market. In the last cycle, we were also in that same pattern and we had a similar fake out right here as we had over here, by the way. It's fucking funny how it plays out. But we finally broke out in February 2019. But guess what? In March 2020, we made a lower low. Right? So although we broke out now in July 2023, by all means, we can still have a lower low in August 2024. Right? Not saying that will happen, and it would be weird if that happens exactly, but I'm definitely saying that it's not impossible. And therefore, I'm still cautious with the altcoin market. Also, if you look at one of the most important indicators that shows if it's a bull or bear market, is the bull market support band. Yeah, we are still way below that. If you compare it to Bitcoin, right? We are still, even though Bitcoin is now finally going down, and not much, but Bitcoin from the high to where we are right now is down like almost 10%. We are still above the bull market support band. Altcoins, however, did not even manage to get above it, let alone find support, right? So we are below there as well. So altcoins have so much. Here is a huge resistance level. Here is a huge resistance level. Here is a huge resistance level. There is all kind of horizontals resistances right here. There is a lot of resistance in the altcoin market right now. And it shows also that altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, down we go again, right? Exactly like we said, like we can, of course, bounce along the way. We can here go down, bounce, go down, bounce, go down, bounce. But what's the trend? Down, 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 down. So I don't know, man. You tell me, is it a good time to buy altcoins? Well, in my opinion, we're halfway there on their Bitcoin pair. But we went down against Bitcoin while Bitcoin was going up 2x. Therefore, altcoins are not getting completely wrecked right now, right? But what happens if we continue our way down or just stay here, go sideways while Bitcoin goes down? That's what I'm not saying like guy or girl, whatever the fuck you are. You can be anything. You can be anything you want. They take it quite literally these days. But what's my point? Oh yeah. I'm not saying this will happen, but I am saying don't be ignorant and don't consider that this is the highest possibility by far, at least. Because not only it played out before, it's now playing out exactly the same, and every indicator is showing it. All the ones. Yeah, still people feel like, yeah, but Casper did good, so I'm gonna buy altcoin. Yeah, there are always exceptions. Right, there are always exceptions. Of course there are exceptions, but you do not know what the exceptions are before they are turning out to be exceptions. That's the whole thing. That's so fun about crypto. You don't know how you are getting wrecked, but you will. Let's check out a few comments. I made a video, 5 altcoins under a cent that will make you millionaire. It was kind of clickbait, of course, because I said like, price doesn't matter. It's about market cap. It's a psychological thing. And I gave Shiba as an example, and someone said Shiba has a massive burning, so in a couple of years it might be possible. I do want to let you know that it is quite dangerous though to think that way. At least prevent yourself from going in too much on a coin. Like if it wants to go to 1 cent, it has to add 1, 2, 3 zeros. Shiba has to do a 100x from here. Is that correct? Now 1000x from here. Yeah, you're not gonna do that by just burning some tokens, right? So be a little careful when it comes to that, though. Yeah, I don't want to be negative, by the way, but I made this video that high potential altcoin with 1000x potential, and also kind of clickbait because I said like, nah, you know, this is what you click on, right? But you were searching for the wrong thing because you end up with scam YouTubers, right? And I gave that Superman guy as an example, and someone is on his side, and that's fine, but he used to be like, yeah, he knows way more than you and this and that. But that's the thing. People are in crypto and they try to, you know, search for information, but you have to know where to look. And I'm not saying that I'm the best to look at. There are a lot of good influencers out there. But to give an example, look at this stuff, right? Look at what he does right here. Wait, look at this. That's it. Right? So what he does right there, as a YouTuber, I understand, but some people they might not. What these YouTubers do is that, you know, one, if these tokens are really gonna be so explosive, then he doesn't need to make these videos about it, right? But you see, he picks like 5 coins and he says like, okay, buy him at this price, sell him at that price, and the current price and the name. But he shows like half a second per coin, right? So that's by far not enough for you to read it. So what you have to do is watch the video 5 times, at least, right? The thing with YouTube is that if someone watches your video from beginning to the end, you have an audience retention of 100%. And if someone watches video 5 times, you have a 500% audience retention, which the YouTube algorithm really likes, right? And therefore you get a lot of subscribers and a lot of views and all of that. That's exactly what he's trying to do, right? Apart from the content that, you know, buy Delysium at $17 and sell at $1,500, you know, what is it based on, right? It was $1,500, yeah, when there were way less tokens in circulation. Who says it's going back there, right? If he's so good, then why doesn't he explain his analysis on that? And it's not to bash that guy. I don't know this guy. I just found it on you. But the thing is that you really have to know where you are getting your information from. Are you really going? Are you going to look at charts and hear someone explain why is something the best possibility? And no one is predicting shit, right? Everything he says, everything someone else says, everything I say is bullshit. We don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. If I know what's going to happen, we all be rich, right? But it's about chances, statistics, looking at the charts, looking at what happened before, why it happened, how is it looking right now, overlay it, check out the statistics on how likely it is for a certain asset to make a certain move. Yeah, or are you going to get your information from a guy that points its finger at 5 random coins in an amazing speed that shows some exciting numbers for you to FOMO into? Like, therefore, and it gets me mad because I am personally, to be honest, I got wrecked because of such things in the past. I also listened to such YouTubers. And as someone who's new in crypto, you might be a little too easy to convince. And you see something like that, and you'd be like, oh yeah, then I'm going to FOMO into it. While if we look at the charts, it obviously says like, yeah, I don't know. It's not looking that fantastic. Right, so therefore I'm getting kind of mad about it because I know that although it's not financial advice, people will listen to it and will do something with that information. And if the information is incorrect or based on nothing in the first place, yeah, then I already foresee people getting wrecked, and I know how fucking painful it is. So therefore, I just wanted to talk about that once. The question is, when buying Bitcoin, when bottom, what are your 3 best indicators? Yeah, that's hard, man. I mean, I don't know when the best time is. Let me put it like that. I'm not going to make a video that says that it's the best time, which actually turned out that it's the best time. Because I'm not trying to chase the bottom right here. That's also not what you should do, but at least the bottom range, right? If we look at the previous cycles, for example, Bitcoin went from the last half a year down, and that lasted till March in the halving year, right? This whole period was good to dollar cost Bitcoin, basically. And it also depends on your risk reward. Like, you can buy it right now. You can definitely buy it right now, and you will highly likely end up in good profits in 2 years. But the question is, do you want to make a 10 or 20x, or a 15 or 30x, or a 5 or 10x, or whatever? I am personally waiting, you know, for at least August and September to see how it plays out, because these are usually very red months in these pre-halving years. And my 3 best indicators: common sense is one of them. Like a lot that I discuss in the channel. I will make a video about that. That's gonna take a lot of time, to be honest. CDFI now 70 cents. I think, yeah, I mentioned that in the video. But it's support now. What do you think? Filling up some S-Fund now? No, because S-Fund is also an altcoin, and I am not that bullish on altcoins right now. Look, yeah, it depends. It depends on what you're doing it for. Again, because CDFI is a token that I won't buy for the profits, but for the, you know, the pre-sales that I can participate in. So if I buy CDFI right now, I don't buy it because I want to get up here. Right, I'm buying it because I want that token. So I'm not planning on making any profit with this. Although I probably will, though. But it's on support now. I don't know, man. I don't see it. So far, there wasn't support really. Like, yeah, you can say that this is support, but you could have also said that this here is support. that even when it came down all the way here, that this was support because we had this, and it keeps on getting lower. So it's not really looking that good in my eyes. If we look at CDFI against BNB, yeah, that's got kind of screwed. Oh, my line is not really perfect, right? Yeah, it's still screwed because CDFI against BNB is also making lower lows every single time, and it's now today it made a new lower low. Look, I mean, if I put it on the daily, here we go. So it's lower than what it ever was against, yeah, compared to, you know, where it came up, but no, still on lower lows. So yeah, no, I don't see a good moment yet. It needs to go sideways, right? And a lower low is not sideways. Although you might zoom in and be like, yeah, it's going sideways. No, if you just zoom out once in a while, you look at the overall trend. We have a high, we have a lower high, we have a lower high, we have a low, we have a low, and it's officially a lower low. And who knows how low it's going. So no CDFI at the moment when it comes to the price, at least. Hola, Menno, I'm getting to know your content. Not ready for Patreon just yet, but good luck. Keep up the content. Take your time. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you want to do it, but you're not ready for it, wait for it. Whatever works best for you. I will always provide information on this channel. And if that's enough, it's enough, man. Don't, yeah, I'm happy to have you here, bro. Let me take a look. I want to go one more comment. Let me see. Okay, I'm looking at making a purchase of shit. No, that's gone. I'm looking at making a purchase of Atom with Bitcoin at a major potential support level of 0.00021. I'm not sure if my timing is off though. It's, yeah, look, it's now really hard to say what the best support levels are going to be because everything is basically in price discovering to the downside. And I think Atom is one of the stronger coins though. But if the market is tanking, there's no saying like, could it go down another 20%? Could it go down another 80%? Right? It's really hard to tell. Atom, yeah, like I said, it's looking way stronger than another coin, at least on average. Here is where the bear market really started. So, you know, from the top, Atom is down 72% against Bitcoin, right? So also Atom was no good coin to be in this bear market, right? Because it lost against Bitcoin, but Bitcoin already lost against the dollar. 0.0021, you said, that's around here. Yeah, I think you take this as support. If it gets there, I don't know, man. Atom, I want to say something, but it's so dangerous to say it. If I don't look at the Bitcoin dominance and all of that, and I would purely look at this Atom chart, I would say it's not a bad idea to dollar cost already a little bit into Atom, because it's what I see right here is kind of this. Right, so the lines are not perfect, but the range is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, dollar costing down is not a bad idea. At a certain point, we have a good chance that it will break down, though. We have a good chance. So be a little careful with that. But purely looking at this range, it's not wrong. And don't set your entry too low, because it might do this, right? And then you missed out on everything because you wanted to buy here. So even at these prices, it's not a wrong idea to buy some. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up for today. Any questions, leave them down below. I will definitely take them in the next video. Like the video by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, and I'll see you soon.